Hello everyone, I'm your Stormcaster, and as you can see, today I got a lot of Beyblades. I just really want to show these off and show out and just hang out and figure out what these do. Anyway, let's get started. Alright, got all their boxes for the ones that need stickers, put the stickers on them. And man, does this look like a nice haul. 14 Beyblades is what I got. And there's something cool that I noticed. Let me move these out of the way. There's no way Hasbro didn't do this on purpose because it just matches way too well. Look at Spear and Glide Doulahan. Take their chips and ooh, that looks nice. This has to be intentional. There's no way they did this without realizing. This has to be intentional. They look way nicer like this. So that's how I'm going to keep them. I'll give you guys the codes at the end. Anyway, let's get them. Let me compare them to the Kartomi counterparts. Super Hyperion, missing a lot of sticker detail there. Please focus. There we go. Yeah, it's missing a lot of sticker detail and obviously the chassis disc. I could not find the starters for Hyperion and Helios. If I did, I would have gotten those. But I'm so proud of what I got because I do have a 2A chassis disc, which is the Mirage Fafnir one, and it doesn't look too good to be honest, but it's something. It's better than nothing. Speaking of Fafnir, Hasbro, why? The detail is okay. It's not bad. I'm fine with the detail, but why? Moving on to Helios. Now it's the sticker detail on the chip, which actually I noticed that Hyperion has the sticker detail on the chip. If you noticed that, but not Helios. And it's missing paint detail on the ring for where the chassis is supposed to be and the ring where the silver is supposed to be. Glide, just the glide ring. It's okay for what they did, but I would have liked the sticker detail. The Satan chip on Super Satan, if I can grab it. Yeah, I'm missing a lot of detail, but it looks stunning. I love the way this looks. The nice gunmetal gray mixed with the dark magenta. It's real nice. And the last one I'm able to compare is the Lunar and Longinus. The stickers came off right here, so can't really compare that detail, but why? Hopefully we get a Rewayde recolor that looks nice in the future. This isn't too bad, to be honest. I mean, I'm used to Hasbro repaints, recolors. Alright, now let's focus on individual beys. Alright, so Super Hyperion and King Helios Volt Knockout set. I'd rate it 9 out of 10. It's a great stadium. It's fun. I tested it a lot. It's super fun. The launchers are strong compared to the previous launchers. It's on par with the Hypersphere launchers, just as good. And the beys are really, really good. Super tight compared to most beys, and I honestly like the I really like the Speedstorm system. It's fun. They can do some cool moves the regular ones can't. The reasons why it's only 9 out of 10 is because they didn't give us the chassis discs, but that's because they sold them on the other starters to give you a reason to buy the starters. And they kind of did a poor job on the paint, but Hasbro's cheap, so you can't really complain that much. Now, for individual, Colossal Helios. I've been calling it King this whole time. Colossal Helios chip, good. The best left sparking chip that I have, right under the Lunar chip. It's really good, very tight. 10 disc, it's good disc. Zone, it's actually good for Hasbro, surprisingly. So this is 8.5 out of 10. My only pet peeves, again, no chassis disc, poor paint job. That's really it. Super Hyperion, again, good slopes. I think these are the best for right at the moment. 7 disc, meh. It's outclassed. Exceed SP is super good, no pun intended, because since it's plastic, it doesn't wear down as fast as rubber, and it's moderately fast, but at the same time, since it's a plastic flat, it's not too fast. It's able to retain some pretty good stamina, and it's able to last towards the end. This, I would say, is 8.8, maybe a 9. Again, pet peeves, no real paint detail, and no chassis disc. Now, the 2-packs. I got these because I wanted the beys, I wanted the parts. I am mixed on these because they came with decent parts. I love the paint jobs. This nice, evil-looking Valtryek chip with this nice purple and yellow, very contrasting. My only wish is that they use like a bit of a darker yellow, because this Laffy Taffy yellow I'm not too much of a fan of. This is a nice mix of colors. It would have been better if they used metallic paint, and if they made the eyes match the core better, but other than that, it's a pretty decent color. Recolor. Yeah, if they used like a metallic or a shiny paint, it would match this better. Universe doesn't match this at all, so I don't like that. Please focus. Please focus. There we go. Now, the parts choice. The only problems... Actually, these are pretty decent parts. They are relevant, quote-unquote. They're newer parts that came out in Hypersphere. At least they're not using old parts. So this is actually pretty decent 2-pack to get. Again, my only pet peeves were the colors. So this set is a for parts and how they look is a 8, because they could have definitely done better, but it's Hasbro. Now the slopes. Regulus is very loose. It's probably due to the spring, because I've tested this. It's better. But the now the this is actually pretty decently tight, but on other drivers, Valtryek's it's not the best, which is sad because Vault's my favorite out of all the main characters. Individually, this would be a 7 paint job. The colors don't match for the driver and the layer. Regulus, it's a 7. It's not the tightest. It's pretty good on matching the colors, but other than that, it's not too good at all. The next 2-pack, Glide Dualahan and Naboros, 8.5. They're pretty. They come with really good parts. The only thing's holding it back, the ring disc. It's pretty decently heavy, but it's so small that its outer weight distribution doesn't work. So this could destabilize really easy. And this could have used more paint. This Minoboros is a 7. Minoboros is an 8. Is a 10. So overall, I rate this set a 8 out of 10. It's really good, comes with really good parts. Ring, it's heavy, but like moderately heavy compared to other parts, but its outer weight distribution is not that good. The first single, this is Super Satan, Super Satum Jerk Zone SP. This, colors-wise, is beautiful. I love this evil color scheme. But my only pet peeve on the paint job is the chip. It does not have that good of a color detail, and that makes me angry. Has the face done, nothing else. Now the ring has like hints of gunmetal gray, which allow this evil look to be more evil. The parts wise, to be honest, I don't like the parts. Zone, I mean, if you don't want to get the set, you can get Zone. But you can get Super and the Satum chip in different starters. This is a single, so you can get those 2 parts cheaper, but you don't get the good parts. You get the weak chip and the plainest ring. And Jerk, it's an old disc, but I hear that it's pretty tight on certain combos. So it's a 50-50. If you want Jerk for that specific reason, I guess get this, because you can't really get Jerk anymore. Besides this, color-wise, 10 out of 10. No, I'd say a 9. Parts-wise, I'd say a 5. So overall, this would be a 7. 7 out of 10. Next starter is Brave Rocktivore, which, again, the colors they chose individually look nice. The chip matches the tip, but the chip doesn't match the ring, so neither does the tip, and that's why I don't like. The only thing that matches is this tiny bit of red and a tiny bit of silver, which it does not make it look well. So colors-wise, I don't like. Parts-wise, I also don't like. You can get both of these in better sets. Actually, you can get all of these in better sets. You can get the Rocktivore chip in the Glide Rocktivore starter. You can get the Brave in the Sparking Launcher set. You can get Ratchet in the 2-pack. You can get, and then you can get Survival in another 2-pack. So this is just an amalgamation of extra parts they had that they did not work right. But one thing that I like about this is that the chip Rocktivore fits really well on the Demise ring. Now this is a better color combo because of the black on black, and that little bit of red in the center actually matches because it's a little bit of red on the ring. It's like accents of red that it's better. If the whole chip was painted red, or the whole chip core was painted red, then it would have fit better on the Brave ring. But unfortunately, it does not match well. So overall, this whole thing is about, I'd say, a 5. It's a starter, so it's a cheap Beyblade. So if you want a Beyblade, you can get it. The next starter is Spear Dolhan. you get the spear base, the Duhan chip, the boost disc, and this not zone, you can get the fusional SP. And this was one of the first. So this came out before the other recolors. I really like it. Again, this isn't the right chip, but if you get the 2-pack and this, you can make this combo, which is really nice. I personally enjoy this color. And the parts, they're meh. The recolor is 10 out of 10 for me. So this, and the parts, I'd say is a 6. Because you get fusional, which this was the first fusional, so this will be, overall, it's an 8 for me. That's what I would say. And again, it's a starter, so you can just get a cheap Beyblade. Alright, now moving on to the actual the actual starters. First up, Demise Devilos. This looks like a direct evolution on Venom Devilos, which is right here. And I honestly like it. They gave it 1B, which honestly, if they made it clear red 1B, I would have liked that better. This purple doesn't match too well. And then Merger, which unfortunately doesn't have the rubber, and it's just spiral. Although sometimes I've seen it like sit in the center like Merge, but only very rarely, and it's very wobbly. But overall, this would be, for colors wise, would be an 8. This could have been a better color. The disc could have been a better color. The detail is 10 out of 10. They just missed out on the parts of gold that are on the Cartomi one. Unfortunately, I don't have it, so I don't care. Parts wise, this is 10 out of 10. These are all new parts. So this overall is a 9 out of 10 for me. This is a really good thing to get, and it comes with a launcher too. So if you have a stadium, you have, and you don't have an extra launcher, you can get another one. Next is Rewayde Lunar, and again, this is actually no, this is a 9 out of 10 for me. It comes with great parts, but unfortunately, they missed out on a lot of detail. They somehow made metallic paint look cheap. I don't know how, but they did, and I do not like it. Yeah, they missed out on a lot of sticker detail. They just cheaped out. So overall, I'd say this is a 9.5. All great new parts, but paint job, the paint job is horrible. Okay, Mirage Fafnir. This paint job missed some bits of detail. Overall, it's really nice. The parts, however, Nothingness does not have its gimmick, and they repeated 1A. Why? They could have done a 2A chassis disc, or 2S chassis disc, but instead they just went with 1A, which makes no sense. Nothingness, why doesn't it have its gimmick? Nothing for Hasbro and TT works perfectly fine with their system, but why they remove the gimmick, I don't know. So overall, this would be a 6. Mirage Fafnir has its rubber gimmick. Really, really good layer. But you get nothing, no pun intended, for like your money's worth besides the layer and a launcher. And you can get better parts in a 2-pack Mirage Helios, which comes with Nothingness as well, but it also comes with Merger because it has a cool recolor, of another bay, and it comes with wheels. It comes with better parts, so this is useless. Here's the two Pro Series bays. Individually, this is a 9. This is a 9 as well. Sticker detail that you have to put on yourself. It's been annoying, but I have so many TT bays, I'm used to it. Proper gimmicks, metal. Only thing holding this back is the fact that they use cheap plastic and the teeth suck because of it. So that's the only thing holding it back for both of these. Alright, so next we're going to be getting on with the weighing of all the parts. Alright, here we are at the scale. Let me just turn it on. And let's get to weighing Helios. Helios weighs 2.95 grams. The Takara Helios chip weighs 3.23 grams. Hasbro Colossal Ring, that weighs 7.73. Takara King weighs 5.97. The 10 disc weighs 23.32 grams. And the 1B chassis weighs 43.54 grams. Zone Hasbro 6.21, and Zone TT 6.01. Altogether for Hasbro weighs 40.21 grams. And altogether for Takara is on screen. This scale only goes up to 50 grams, and most of these Takara bays exceed that weight. So next, let's get on with Hyperion. Alright, so Hasbro's Hyperion chip, 2.83 grams. Takara, that is 3.21 grams. Hasbro Super Ring, 7.76. TT, 6.36. The 7 disc weighs 22.61 grams. The 1A chassis weighs 45.87. Exceed Hasbro, that is 6.41. Exceed TT, 6.09. Altogether for Hasbro, $39.59. TT on screen. Next is the Meizong Devilos. The Devilos chip weighs 2.92 grams. The Demise ring, 10.08 grams. The 1B chassis disc weighs 23.61. Compare that to the actual chassis, 43.55. So yeah, definitely nerfed quite a bit. And the final part is Merger Speed Squall, which is 6.55 grams. All together for the Meizong, this weighs a good 43.14. That's actually pretty heavy for Hasbro. Next we have Mirage Fafnir. Fafnir chip Hasbro, 3.02. Fafnir TT, 3.13. Hasbro weighs 10.50 grams. And Kartomi weighs 8.42 grams. 1A disc Y, that weighs 23.51. Compare that to actual 1A, which is 45.87 grams. So yeah, this is also nerfed. And the 2S chassis, 44.90 grams. Nothingness Hasbro, 6.19 grams. And Kartomi Nothing weighs 6.36 grams. Altogether for Hasbro weighs 43.22 grams. Kartomi weight is on screen. Alright, next is Lunar. Lunar chip weighs 2.82. Longinus is 3.03 grams. Raid ring weighs 9.79. And Rage ring weighs 14.28 grams. 3A-D, that weighs 21.98. That's less than the other two discs. 3A chassis weighs 43.55. Destroyer SPM weighs 11.27. And Destroy Dash weighs 6.78. Altogether Hasbro, this weighs 45.84. TT on screen. Next is Spear Valtryek. Valtryek chip weighs 2.62. The Spear base weighs 8.53. The Lore disc weighs 19.65. The Universe SPM weighs 13.54 grams. And Universe Kartomi weighs 8.70. Man, if only these parts were interchangeable, this would look real nice, but altogether, this weighs 44.35 grams. Next is Glide Dullahan. Dullahan chip weighs 2.86 grams. Glide Hasbro weighs 10.45. And Glide TT weighs 8.79 grams. The Ring disc, 19.60, just 0.04 grams less than Lore, which is a newer disc that came out in Hypersphere. Revolver SPM weighs 10.50 grams, and TT Revolve weighs 5.77 grams. Altogether Hasbro. This weighs 43.41 grams. Alright, from here on out there are no comparisons until we get to the Pro Series bays. Turn it back on. Regulus weighs 12.05. Swipe weighs 86 grams. Survival SP weighs 5.43. Altogether, this weighs 36.31 grams. Minoboros weighs 7.81. Ratchet weighs 19.60. Lift weighs 3.27. And Fusional weighs 5.51. Altogether, that weighs 36.16 grams. Spear Dullahan chip, 2.89. Spear base, 8.46. Boost disc, that weighs 17.78. And Fusional SP weighs 5.47. Altogether, this weighs 34.56. Alright, Brave Roctivore. That is 2.20. That is 2.74. The Brave Ring weighs 8.84. Ratchet weighs 9.63. And Survival weighs 5.52. Altogether, that weighs 26.63. That's relatively light compared to the rest of these. Super Satum, the Satum chip weighs 2.75 grams. Super weighs 7.63. Jerk weighs 19.61. And Zone SP weighs 6.23. Altogether, this weighs 36.17 grams. Alright, so now we're on the Pro Series. Chozy Achilles weighs 20.18 grams. Double O weighs 25.13. Dimension weighs 6.74. Now let's see. Orb On Guard weighs 17.73 grams. Sting Hasbro 28.84. And Quest Hasbro 7.22. Compare that to Orb Aegis, 18.60. Sting Takaratomi, which is 28.69. And Quest Takaratomi, which is 7.35. Weight for both of these are on screen. Now that we're done weighing, let's get to test spins and battles. Alright, here we are in the not Pro Series, the Volt Knockout Stadium. And I'm going to be using a few different launchers. That being the Pro Series launcher, which, yes, I have a Takaratomi grip, so I'll put that on it. I'll use the Speedstorm launchers and my custom grip Hypersphere launchers. I'll be seeing how they all perform in this stadium. So first, let's do the test spins. First test spins are going to be on the Pro Series base. Achilles in its shortest height. Very stable in the center. And now Achilles in its tallest height. Moving around. And back in the center. What Hasbro did for their Dimension Driver is what Takaratomi did for their Infinite Achilles, which is make the rubber stick out really far. Okay, Orb Aegis, no, Orb Ungard. Second cup tip doing its job. Pretty unstable though. Probably due to the fact that it doesn't free spin as well as the Takaratomi's does. The next two test spins are going to be Super Hyperion and King Helios using the Speedstorm launchers. Super Hyperion roaming around the edge. Okay, so it's in the center and it's just zooming around. Very, very, very well, I should say. I like the way it moves. Super Hyperion with the 1A disc. Alright, it's not moving around the edge as much. Instead, ooh, it's actually using the system. And now it's in the center, but has much more speed because of the added weight. Colossal Helios. Alright, zooming around a bit. Alright. Okay, there we go. Zone staying more towards the center. Like a bounce type should. And it looks nice when spinning. King Helios with the 1B disc. Alright. It moves more aggressively, and it seems, and that's probably due to the added weight, and the fact that Hasbro made most of the tips more of a semi-flat than a flat. The rest of these test spins are going to be on my custom launchers. First up is Spear Dullahan. Okay, moving around quite a bit, very aggressive, and now stable in the center. That's due to the little added bump on the bottom of Fusional, allowing it to be more stable. Brave Rocktivore. Move around a bit, but definitely much more stable than the others, because it's a stamina type tip. It's slightly flattened, but that's just so it can use the system correctly. Super Satoon. like earlier, zones move around quite aggressively, but definitely less aggressive than the Exceed. Next up is Glide Dullahan. Similar to Survival, Revolver is much more stable and staying towards the center, but because of the failure that is Ring's outer weight distribution, it's pretty unstable. Looks really nice when spinning. I really like that. Again, this is the Spear Dullahan chip. Next up is Minoboros. Staying in the center because that little bump that is fusional, just like Dullahan. Again, these all look really pretty when you spin. Spear Valtryek. Moves around quite a bit for a defense type, but that's because it's very free spinning. And there we go, in the center. Pretty unstable though, because all the weight's on the bottom. Next is Shelter Regulus. Ooh, that nice yellow ring because of its gimmick. And as the spin time goes on, you can see the yellow slowly fade away. And now it's red. Oh, that's really cool. Luinor. Very aggressive thanks to the jagged design, but at the same time, it's actually pretty stable. I could see this dominating in the stadium. Mirage Fafnir. Moving around quite a bit, but always returning to the center. I can also see this doing really well. And now, Demise Devilos. Ooh, very aggressive, very aggressive. Alright, now that we're done with the test spins, let's do some test battles. First is Super Hyperion versus Colossal Helios. 3, 2, 1, let's rip. Ooh, Super Hyperion with an outspin. Ooh, Helios almost burst. Super Hyperion with another outspin. That was the only two that are getting 2 battles. 3, 2, 1, let 3, 2, 1, let Chose the Achilles. It's more aggressive now. Ooh. Both of them going around pretty nicely, and now Dullahan's taking the center. Ooh, Minoboros with an outspin. 3, 2, 1. Ooh, Brave Rocket War with a burst finish. Well, guess there's a code, but I'll give you a better image of it later at the end of the video. Next up, Spear Valtryek versus Shelter Regulus. Ooh, Regulus with an outspin. Next up, Raid Luinor versus Demise Devilos. 3, 2, 1, let it rip. 3, 2, 1, rip. Ooh, Raid with an epic first finish. Next up is Super Satoon versus Mirage Fafnir. 3, 2, 1, let it rip. 3, 2, 1, let it rip. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this mega unboxing and review. I know I said that I don't do reviews, but I just had to do a review on all of this. This is going to be my longest video, unless I do like a marathon, like a super marathon. I am making a video for the game, and it's going to be with these beys. I'm going to be scanning and battling with all of these beys.